Hey guys. Um, so in case you can't notice, I'm wearing the same thing in this video that I was in my support group video on goals. However, the reason I am wearing the same thing is because I just thought I would make another video for you guys because there's another topic that I'd like to discuss with you. So, with that being said, this is another late night talk with Robbie V. And I wanted to discuss relationships with you. So, this is kind of a hot topic because there are a lot of different relationships, and I think that we all kind of struggle sometimes, being single myself, with finding those positive people in our life that we can have strong relationships with. I do think it's highly important for us to look into ourselves and truthfully find what is important for us out of a partner. I had a discussion today with a member of my support group who had told me a story about a woman that he knows that struggled with chasing the bad boy. I don't know for you ladies if you chase the bad boy. I know personally I have done that before and it didn't turn out well. Either way, bottom line is whatever way this person acts towards themselves and towards their life, they're going to act in a relationship. So if you want somebody that's going to be there to support you, who's going to help you through the challenges of life, which are going to happen, if you plan on having a family one day, do you really want a person who is quote unquote bad boy? Yes, it's fun, it's interesting, it's good to chase somebody that, can challenge you and can make you excited that way, but it's not good to chase somebody who hasn't looked to themselves in order to make changes, adjustments, and to evaluate who they are as a person. That might work for somebody who's at that level. If I'm not going to throw it out there that there's not people that can't make something work. If there's a bad girl and a bad guy, maybe they can make it work. As far as it goes for me personally, I've come to terms that in order for me to find somebody and have a successful relationship, I am going to need to find someone who can challenge me on an intellectual level, somebody who can address my deep conversation and be able to entice me in another way other than just bad boy ways. Myself personally, another thing, I have done so much self-development, and I have come from a lot of negative stuff and tried to incorporate it into my life in a positive way, that I need somebody who's got life experience. If you're the type of person that does not or who isn't interested in growth or development, it's going to be very difficult for you to basically get into a relationship with somebody like me who really strives for an understanding in life and relationships in general. Now, that's another thing, is like everybody is going through life and we're all at different levels. Some of you may be the type of people that want somebody who's just willing to go out and party all the time because that's what you like to do. And if that's the case, that's totally fine. But keep in mind, is that something that you want to do long term? If it's not something you want to do long term, you need to address that with the other person. I'm not saying that's going to resolve anything, because I truthfully believe that when you're starting to invest in relationships, you should be sure to take time to understand your goals and, let yourself live life to the fullest at first, the way you want to, because no relationship is going to be the same with another person. You're always going to have to combat changes and having another person in your life that could potentially want or disagree on certain things, and you have to be able to accept that. I think that that's highly important in a relationship, is to be willing to accept somebody with all of their flaws, and they have to be willing to accept your flaws. I don't think anybody should force things. I think that in the beginning, please just take the time to develop a good foundation, something that's structured. There are people in life who need relationships. I know for me, I am highly drawn to a relationship, but what I've also come to terms with is that I am not going to create a successful relationship with somebody if I do not create a strong foundation first. And that means being friends with somebody, really getting to know who they are, what their quirks are, and being super vulnerable with somebody. It's one thing to be able to get along and have fun together. It's another thing to be emotionally connected, to understand each other at even a spiritual level. And that takes time. It takes time to build trust with somebody, to be able to open up those doors of vulnerability. Things are going to happen, and it's when those things happen and you're able to address that together as a team, and still come out on top, that's what it really comes down to. And that's a good relationship. And I'll tell you right now, I'm still single, but it's not that later on I'm not going to be single, because I do believe that in time it will come to a point where I am able to find somebody that is on that same level. Some of us, it takes a little bit longer than the others, and that's okay. And yeah, I feel like it's important for people to know that in life and in relationships, we have to be cautious, and we have to be able to move forward from things that aren't working out as well. Don't get wrapped up in a relationship with somebody that is going to drain you of potentially developing something with somebody else. Make clear, points when you're getting invested in somebody, what that person is going to mean to you. What is this person to you? Is this person somebody that, maybe you're developing a relationship with them because they are needing your assistance in certain aspects of their life, or if, maybe they are people that you romantically want to develop something with. But being very clear and being very straightforward about that in yourself, within yourself before anything else. Once you figure it out on the inside, then being able to talk with that other person in a very adult, responsible way. Some people are going to take it bad, and that's when you have to evaluate the relationship and see if that is even a good relationship for you to have. And by relationship, I mean even friendship, partnership, or friendship. Just depends on where you're sitting at in that relationship. So yeah, being really cautious, evaluating things, and being open and honest with the people around you. Now, sometimes you're going to have to take a step back if you want something to become, something in the future, but that person's not at the same level. Give them space. Don't get so consumed with the person that you drive them crazy. Allow it to be natural. Allow everything in life to be natural, really. Your friendships, anything like that. Nothing forced is going to be worth it. It can be difficult. It can be difficult. And sometimes you have to remove yourself from a situation because it's not aligned with you. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be something later on that comes your way. So don't worry. Take your time. Really look into yourself when you start navigating through these relationships that you're embarking in. And be sure that the people that you are emotionally connecting with and spiritually connecting with, the people that you are trying to develop these things with, are on the same page as you. It will make your life so much easier. And who knows, maybe that relationship will evolve later on in life, but don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be hard on the other person. Just love the journey, like enjoy it, and really start to understand yourself and the people around you, because we need a little more understanding in this world, and that comes from learning and making mistakes, and then, listening to other people too. Always listen to other people, always listen to stories. You never know. That could be the turning point for you. So connect, get connected, and that's it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. Again, it was something that was sitting on me because I had a really good conversation with somebody today about one of my relationships, some of the struggles I'm having within that relationship, and just kind of understanding that I might not be on the same level as them, and maybe it's time that I allow it to just be what it is and move forward in another direction. Yeah. And sometimes people are going to hurt you and going to affect you, and you're going to have to make some hard choices. Even if it's a really good friend that you've known for a while, but they're just not getting it. So evaluate your relationships, but still love the people and respect the people, because everybody's fighting a battle that you know nothing about, and they just really deserve the same decency that you would want. So be willing to be vulnerable, be willing to be accepting, and yeah, love each other. Like, share, subscribe, comment. If you guys have any questions, again, feel free to diddle the question down into the comment box. Shoot me a message on Twitter, Robbi, ROBBI_V, or you can catch me on Instagram, Robbi, ROBBIVM. And that's it. Much love, you guys, and I hope this helps you feel stronger and more wonderful about your relationships and the choices that you make. Many blessings. Much love.